Evening, Gassheads. Welcome back to another episode of the Talking Gas podcast, episode 16 already. Obviously, we're going to talk about the recent game, the madness that was yesterday, obviously beating top of the league 2-1. We'll also be previewing Charlton. Of course, we face them on Friday as well. So, yeah, hopefully you do enjoy. If you are new, do subscribe to the channel. Keep the notifications turned on. We're going to be live the day after Charlton as well. So, we're going to be live on Saturday for the game. Previewing Wickham and then discussing the Charlton game. But yeah, keep up the quality support as always. Thanks for the support on the recent reaction as well to the game. Nearly 2,500 views. So really do appreciate that. If you're watching on the replay, then leave your predictions and any comments down below. And if you're watching live, get your questions in. Hopefully you enjoy the episode. Subscribe, hit a like. If we can get 50 likes again, that would be class. Apologies, if I'm sounding a bit rough. I'm a little bit ill, so yeah. Hopefully you do enjoy still, and yeah, get your questions in. Let us know what you think. And yeah, as always, our socials for the pod down below on Twitter and Instagram. So follow those if you haven't already. And also, as always, there's a code for FanHub. If you haven't joined already, you can get free beer, free pints, merch, stuff like that. So the code is down below for that as well. But yeah, as always, we're joined by Neil. Evening, Neil. How you doing?
Yeah, all right, mate. You?
Yeah, not too bad. Like I said, apart from being a bit ill, yeah, not too bad. But yeah, hope everyone had a good Christmas as well. Of course. Hope you had a good time with your loved ones, your friends, family, and of course, it was even better. Rovers winning yesterday against Portsmouth. So yeah, what did you make of the game? Obviously, we made the one change. Wilson came back in. Obviously, Hunt was on the bench, which was good to see. Yeah, what did you make of it? The whole game, the goals, the madness, LT's winner. Yeah, what did you make of it?
Yeah, we said in the week sort of thing that Bolton was the standard, and that's the side he's gone back to. Like, I know he may not have had a great deal of choice due to the fact that not everyone's 100% fit. There's knocks, niggles, but he's managed to get his Bolton side out there to start a game. As far as the performance goes, Bolton was a standard, and they've come pretty close to winning it, to be honest. There was elements to that game that wasn't as good as Bolton, but as far as what we've seen all season, that's pretty close to being as good as we've seen. As far as another good hard working performance with a little bit of quality added into it. I think the first half was just two teams that pretty much respected each other. They never took anything for granted. They both felt each other out. They both looked to implement their own game. No one really catered to each other. I didn't see a Rovers side look at Portsmouth and go, right, we're going to just contain you for 45 minutes and then have another look at you in the second half. Both sides tried to put their stamp on the game. Pompey are a good outfit. They were never going to cater to us anyway. They're always going to come and do their own thing. They've been doing it. They've been doing well all season. They're sat top of the tree because they go in, work hard on what they're good at. And going into half time, I didn't really see a lot wrong with either team, to be honest. And I thought a shutout was pretty fair at 0-0, but I think neither side was worthy of going in winning or losing the game. It just they looked like two decent sides that were going at each other, to be honest. And we knew Pompey were a decent side because they've shown they're a decent side throughout the season. We've been really indifferent. You never know what you're going to get with us, sort of thing. So it was nice to see that first half. Second half, we come out and it was much the same. Both teams really, like I said, not catering to each other. No team looked at each other and gone, do you know what, we're going to have to be wary of this. We're going to adapt a style to counteract this. Just two teams doing what they were good at and hoping it was good enough on the day to get a result. We talk about individual performances, Connor Taylor again, first contact, recovery runs. He's near enough perfect at it every game. If you just look at those two elements of his game, he's excellent at it. You look at what we had at Blackpool on Saturday, and you had people, wanted Collins' head on a stick, and then you look at the performance he put in there. good players turn up eventually. Do you know what I mean? They do, and he had a major contribution in both goals there. Collins, you couldn't knock him for a shift on Saturday, and it wasn't too dissimilar to what he did at Blackpool. It just come off. It just come off on Saturday. At the Mem on Boxing Day. So that's the difference. And then you've got the added little bit of quality once the free kick's won, where again you look at Pompey, goalkeeper and Wall. He's not done much wrong there. It's just near on perfect as far as a free kick goes. Yeah. He set his wall up just fine. His position is just fine. And he's basically said to Evans, if you can get this up and over and in that corner, then good luck to you. And he's done it. Do you know what I mean? I don't think there's much wrong with any of it. It's just a free kick that's gone near enough perfect, a bit like the Norburn strike. If you could do it, good luck to you. And it's one of them where it's gone in. Yeah. And then Pompey being Pompey, they've not panicked, they've not shirked, they've gone about their business and managed to get that little bit of quality in the middle of the field when we've had a little bit of a mistake on a touch, where someone like Marlon Pack, when you're looking to execute a perfect slide rule ball, he's the kind of man who could do it. You know, there's no panic, no brain fade. He just puts it on a plate, and there you go, 1-1. And then when it gets to 1-1, you're looking at Pompey thinking, right, we're going to see what this side is to be sat at the top of the tree. They're going to think they've got Rovers exactly where they want them now. And then on the other hand, you're going to look at our team and go, right, is our arse going to fall out like it has done before? I know we've shown that we've had guts at Bolton, but can we back it up and do it again? And fair play, like I said, both managers, both teams have rolled the dice, made attacking subs, and said, you're going to go for it, we'll go for it. And luckily, we've got the rubber of the green on the fact that, you know, in that sort of 15-minute spell, Pompey had good chances. They had a good spell. They brought a bit of heat. You've got to give Cox his credit. Played really well Saturday. He made a good save on like 80 minutes to keep us at 1-1.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, two teams both made attacking subs, went for it. And thankfully, a little bit of quality worked our way around the outside. Like I said, good touch from Collins. That one's come off. Some days it does, sometimes it doesn't. Grant Ward, excellent all game. And then Vales put it in an area where you're just looking for someone to gamble. And Luke Thomas, who's worked his nuts off really since sort of Taylor's come in, he's covered God knows how much ground in all over the pitch. Popped up with a winner and slotted it home. But like I said, talking about Pompey, they'll come away from that game and they'll look at it and they go, we haven't done too much wrong there. We've not played bad. Do you know what I mean? They're just they just played another side that have matched them for work rate, effort, and they've got a little bit of sprinkling of quality in our side that we have got. We know we've got, and it's come off.
Yeah.
So I don't think Pompey will walk away from that and like have a hangover from it. I expect they'll go into their next game on Friday and expect to go and win it again. I think they'll dust themselves on, but they look a good side. We beat a team, and sometimes you can look at teams and go, "God, they were shy when we beat them," but they looked a good side, Pompey, and we've gone to Bolton now. We've gone to Blackpool and we've played Pompey at home, and you know we've looked all right. You know, there was again, you talk about the Blackpool game, and we've had a moment that's killed us, but other than that, we looked okay. So all's well, and now it's about, can we do what we haven't managed to do and back it up? Can we not have a hangover, get all excited, welcome Charlton to town, and let ourselves down? You've got to back it up.
Yeah, that's the one main thing. Hopefully we can do that. I think it'll only be the second time this season, if I'm not wrong. If we beat Charlton, it'll only be the second time we've done back-to-back wins in the league anyway. So hopefully that can happen. But yeah, evening to Orange Joker. Thanks for tuning in. Even to Chris Collier as well. Evening, guys. I hope you had a great Christmas, I'm guessing. Still buzzing from yesterday's game. First time in a long while since I've seen the ground buzzing. Yeah, like I said on my reaction, it felt like, you know, everyone was together. Everyone believed that, yeah, we can get something out of the game. Because I was, you know, obviously we've done our predictions, and you know, obviously I always predict us to win usually anyway. But I just had a feeling, because in the past, you know, sort of 5, 6, 7 years, we've had a fairly good record against Pompey at home. I think they've only beaten us maybe once or twice in the last like 7 games at the Mem. So I always had a belief and with this siding since Taylor's come in, he's set a style that that we've gone about playing really well. Like you said, it was sort of different because, again, fine margins. If we can cut these mistakes out, then we know we've got a good side. And, with a few additions and, a different mentality and confidence with wins, like people have said about, Marcus, I think that was only, confidence really. Because, we said about his, I know he didn't score yesterday, but he done really well up against a very strong physical defense. And yeah, hopefully we can just, like you said, this is, if we want to be serious about trying to break into the playoffs, and have a, successful season, we need to try and back up and, keep on this run of winning games and breathing more confidence into players. And, like you said, we've got the quality, Taylor's got his style. Everyone looks to be, playing in their positions and liking it so far, and winning will only improve it. So yeah, hopefully. But yeah, I agree. That's what I said in my reaction. The atmosphere kept on building up. Where I think it was Finley done that tackle, wasn't it? When they were trying to break, and it all got the crowd up again, and it was class. And yeah, just the winner and the celebration at the end was quality. Even into Kelly as well. Living in Bolton, I don't get to see the gas too often. Hopefully they can keep the momentum up the gas. Yeah, fingers crossed. Even into Elliot as well. Even in lads still buzzing about the last minute winner. Yeah, same here. I've watched the highlights again. Watched the EFL show, even though it's far from what it used to be. But it's just nice to see us win, and even the close quarters again. That's always class. When you win, and even into Gordo as well. Cox done. That save as well before. It was important because the Bishop really, like you mentioned, Taylor and Cranmer, we kept them, and sort of they did it to us really. If I was, obviously I'd done my max reaction, but if I was to say, I said it, yesterday, I think it was a very close game. But the difference is that, like we said, there wasn't any mistakes. Everyone did their job. We kept them fairly quiet, but again, they kept us fairly quiet. For me, it was just annoying because the first half we got in, again, it was almost like the Orient home game where we went forward a lot, got into good areas, but no one really wanted to shoot. And if they did shoot, it was a bit too late. And then I think it was, two teams that, had a lot of quality, but, defended well when they needed to. Pompey looked quite good on transition, but so did we, once we got forward. And, there was that Cranmer chance, wasn't there, which he took so well, nearly went in just before the Evans free kick. And like you said, you made a good point. Collins had those chances at Blackpool, but like you said, he had a hand in both the goals. Because I actually forgot on my max reaction, I said it was good hold-up play from Ward, but it was Collins. Collins done that hold-up play, a little touch to Ward, and he played the ball. And Harvey Vell done quality to get the ball across to Luke Thomas. And then, like you said, the run from Collins after that when we broke for the free kick. And then, Evans, they were saying it, he hadn't scored a free kick in a while. What a perfect time. And like you said, keeper had no chance. Top corner, one of my mates who I was with yesterday was like, he ain't got a chance of getting that over the wall because they had a tall wall, didn't they? 6'2" plus.
No one's done anything wrong there. You look at that and go, like, that is set up pretty. Like, if he's going to, the goalkeeper's not done anything wrong there. Wall's there to do a job. Wall's not done anything wrong either. It's just Evans has just executed that perfectly. If he's got that 2 foot the other way, it probably 6 inches lower. That either gets blocked or the keeper gets across to get there. You know what I mean? It's nothing's. You're not going to analyse that as Pompey and go, you've made a cock up there.
No,
you just hold your hands up. Like the Norburn goal, you just got to hold your hands up sometime and go, well done.
Yeah. It was just pure quality from Evo. Yeah, we've seen it a lot. Yeah, like I said, he hasn't scored In League Two he was scoring quite a few free kicks, but that was, I think, his first one in a while. But yeah, you've got the quality from Evers and you look at it. Obviously, he's on penalties, but most of his goals are outside the box, like World is really. You look at Crew, Bolton. That's 3 in the last 4 games he's got now, and I think he's our top goal scorer now. I think he's got 7 or 8 now. And it's good to see him, back on the scoring run. Like we said, Marquis didn't score, but he worked, he worked so hard off the ball as well to create chances. And like you said, everyone played really well. Everyone was solid. Obviously, their goal was so disappointing to concede. It'd have been nice to keep a clean sheet because I think we've only kept 3 all season. But like you said, if that was Rovers maybe a month ago before Taylor come in, we'd have probably gone on to lose that game. But the way we stuck together, the fans got behind them, we found, because like you said, they had that little spell, or I'd probably say a 10, 15-minute spell after they scored where you're thinking, Rovers look knackered. Rovers look absolutely knackered, the hard work they put in, and you thought, they had that chance where Cox saved it and they missed the rebound, and then you're thinking, can we have one more big chance? But luckily we did, and yeah, it was a great move. And yeah, amazing scenes at the end. Chris saying Marquis and Finley look different players since Taylor come in. Yeah, completely agree. 4 on blue, evening lads, still buzzing from yesterday. Limbs everywhere. Bring on Charlton. P.S. Nice bit of Stowline for Crimbo. Prezi nil.
This is old as the hills, this, mate.
Yeah. Will we see? Well, we talked about it last episode and the episode before. From what looks of things, it doesn't look like JCH's coming back, but that could be them just saying that, so, people come in with a higher budget, but we'll have to see. And yeah, Yusuf, even to you as well, Evans has been different class. Yeah, this season, it makes a huge difference because we talked about it a lot last season where Barton was, for some reason, playing him in a deeper role, and you can't do that with Evans. You need him to play in like a free roam role or just behind the strikers where, yeah, he's just got, the way he can hit a ball, the way he can create. And you've seen it in the recent games, 3 goals in the last 4 games. And yeah, I really like Evans and I'm happy for him. And yeah, Neil said it as well. Yeah, Cox played very well after all the criticism. And I'd take Ladapo on loan. Yeah, it'd be a good signing. If you're going to get a striker, he's done it in League One. And yeah, possibly. We'll have to wait and see. Obviously, there's going to be plenty of content around January as well. I'm sure we'll do like an episode featured on it as well. But yeah, it will be interesting to see what happens with, the striker. Yeah, and he's out of favour at Ipswich. But yeah, I mean, we talked about, I mean, what's your thoughts on the recent home form? Because that's now 8 home games unbeaten. I think it's been 4 wins and 4 draws, I believe. But yeah, what's your thoughts on the home form? Do you think we can really, it's like you said now, if we can get on a, that winning run, and we've obviously got 2 games in hand as well, home games, Fleetwood and Exeter. Are you feeling pretty confident that we can go on this run now and keep making the Mem, such a hard place to go with only one defeat, and that was early on in the season against Wickham?
I mean, it's the way it should be, to be honest. I've said to you before, I said I think in a week as well, the Mem ain't a nice place to come. If you're a visiting fan or player, it's not a nice place to come and play football and, apply your trade. So Rovers should use that to their advantage every week. And to be honest, we should be picking up points at home, especially with what we've got in the side and the squad now, this season. We should, we're not a minnow in this league. You know what I mean? We should be picking up good points at home. It's not a shock to me. It's just how it should be. I think we should. There's no team, I think, that starts the football calendar in League One, looks at Bristol Rovers away and goes 3 points. No one does that. You look at that and go, we'll take a point there. We'll take a point there, get the hell out of there, and go and get our 3 points elsewhere. I just think anyone earmarks Bristol Rovers away is a banker or is somewhere they expect to go and get 3 points. But when we set out a calendar year, I think every manager that we've had should look at the stadium, the layout, and how hostile and how the imperfections of the men, work them to our advantage and say that we should be getting points. We should be getting points at home, and it's just how it should be. It's not a surprise or a shock. It's just how it should be maintained and how it should be.
Yeah, I completely agree. Like, we had that sort of, the calendar year, and even last season, I think we're only 2 wins away from what we managed the whole of last season at home, I believe, because it was so. Yeah, it was really disappointing. When you factor in, how frustrating it was in the second half of last season. I'm pretty sure, if someone could let us know how many wins we got last season, but I'm pretty sure it was only like 5 or 6 wins we had, and we're on 4 now. I think we got four wins, 5 draws, and a defeat in there. And obviously, like I said, that was to Wickham. But I agree. It should be. We've had it. Back in obviously the League Two promotion season with Barton, and when we had Daryl Clark, when we got promoted back to back, obviously our home form was amazing. Hopefully now it should be it should play a big part, with Charlton coming up on Friday, and then you've got and I mean, talking about the start of the run, obviously we're all pleased, but what's your thoughts on with the tough run with Charlton, Blackpool, Oxford, Barnsley still to play in this sort of run of next 4 or 5, and with Wickham in there, because Wickham are not having a good season, but we know how tough it is to play against them. I think they beat us home and away last year, but obviously, we're all pleased. But what's your thoughts on this start of this run? Obviously 6 points out of 9, playing top of the league at home, who hadn't lost an away game all season, plus Blackpool and Bolton away. What's your thoughts?
You just snatched your hand off, wouldn't you, if anyone would have offered it to you? It couldn't have gone much better. I know Blackpool's disappointing, but if you used to, weigh it up, points total over those 3 games, you'd have taken it. And obviously the performances that have been put in, it bodes well for what is to come. If you can get bodies fit and the bodies out there to go in, put that level of performance in the coming weeks before the Friday, and then New Year's Day, you're looking at something that you could go and get 4 to 6 points out of that. Quite be quite confident, considering where sides are. Charlton are never far away from chaos, no matter what they are. I mean, there's always something going on with that football club. We'll get into Charlton in a bit, but they're not flying high by any means. Compared to what Ainsworth had, that Wickham side, they're unrecognisable. They're a completely different outfit now. And then you talk about Barnsley. They've been indifferent since when they were flying at the start of the season. There's question marks there. And then, I mean, I speak to some Oxford lads quite a bit, and they're unrecognisable as well. They're nowhere near the side Manning had. They're like, he's come in, Buckingham, and he's pretty much done what managers do. He's tried to do too much too quick, put his own stamp on it, and they've gone backwards for it. So, you can earmark all those games, and now with what we're looking at as far as what Taylor's starting to implement, the performances we're seeing, we're not going into any game now going, do well to get out of here with, a point or whatever. You can go there and go, do you know what, there's points to be had here.
Yeah, completely agree. And obviously, talking on that, you must be, obviously, as we all are, you must be pretty happy with Taylor's start in the league. Obviously, those 2 wins, obviously the draw was annoying on his first game, but I think that was a mixture of everything. I think nervousness, the form we had on before, obviously the perspective of players probably when he joined, they were thinking, what's it going to be like? And obviously the defeat to Blackpool, which I thought, we talked about those, the mistake, fine margins, but again, overall, even like we both said the other day, even though we weren't brilliant, I thought still we played quite well and we created loads of chances. But sum up your thoughts. Sum up your thoughts on your thoughts on Matt Taylor's start to life at Rovers.
I think you couldn't have asked for any more from him, to be honest. I didn't think he'd get these players on side as early as he has, to be honest. But what gets players on side is winning games.
Yeah.
He's a completely different character to, who we've had before, and them players are that guy's players, and I didn't think they buy into him as quickly as they looks like they have done, because the only way you know if someone's buying into you is if they're running their legs off for you, and they are doing that.
And they are,
and what's coming off the back of the information he's given them is points are being picked up and games are being won against good sides. So they'll go into work every day starting to believe in this fella, rather than going, the guy that we wanted to stay, you've come in and taken his job and having a sulk about it. That is going to turn around pretty quick, because you know what? This guy looks like he's going to get us to where we want to be anyway. So he's got them to buy in pretty quick. But all in all, it's a good start. But there's more to come. At the end, Taylor at the minute is a lone ranger. He's got none of his own staff.
Yeah.
He's not implemented hardly anything of probably what he'd like to, with a full coaching team around him. So considering what he's got to work with as far as implement his own ideas by himself, not having his own trusted coaching staff around him to try and get that information and understanding into players day in, day out, minute by minute, because he's going to have to go and do it all by himself, individual conversations, team meetings. It's going to be a long, hard slog for him until he can get his own team. And so what he's done so far, considering he's doing it by himself and relying on existing staff that were the other blokes, I mean, that's a horrible situation to pick yourself up into, because you go in, this is the other bloke's allies that's been sacked, and I'm going to look to try and get them to buy into me as well as these players. Do you know what I mean? He had his back to the wall the minute he walked in the door, and considering what he's got as far as output out of that, all of them, in coaching staff and players, it's near enough. Couldn't ask for much more, could you?
Yeah, 100%. He, like, even then, I know obviously he's changed the formation, but we talked about the players that I think are more suited to that anyway, and it is a good style of play, because it allows you to be more, defensive. I think we haven't really been conceding many chances, and also it's a good way of attacking as well, and movement of players. And yeah, like you said, you can't really moan up, obviously I know you have his thoughts on, he doesn't seem, what's the word for it, he doesn't seem
he's dull as dishwater, isn't he? He's not a character, is he?
Yeah,
he's not a character.
But for me, I absolutely love him already. I love him. I love his interview.
The reason you love him is because he's winning games. That is why you love him. And like I said, you can put anyone in that dugout. I don't care, as long as you win games. Couldn't give a monkeys. But that is why anyone loves anyone in football, is because they win games. Look at Stevenage and Steve Evans. They love him because he wins games. It doesn't matter who's in that dugout. You win games, you win people over.
Yeah, 100%. And like you said, hopefully he can, keep on doing well. Like Chris said, let's see what January brings. But I mean, overall, I don't think there's much more to say about the game, other than it was great to beat, top of the league, 3 points, Boxing Day, last minute winner. You can't really ask for more. But keep getting your questions in. And Elliot mentioned, yes, it was six home wins all of last season, and we're already 2 away from that. Plus, you factor in the games in hand, which hopefully we can win at home with Fleetwood and Exeter. But keep getting your questions in as well. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Over nearly 30 people watching live. Keep getting in your questions, like the video, and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you're watching on the replay, keep liking, subscribe if you're new as well. Plenty more content to come. Within the next sort of few days, 2 games within the next 5 or 6 days again. So plenty more episodes coming your way as well. But unfortunately, we try to get Tyler Rowlinson on, so we haven't got a fan on tonight, which is, I think he's busy with family, and then the other guy is doing their own stream at this sort of time. But I was seeing a lot of bad things coming out of that. Like you said, Charlton a chaos club, really. No matter whether you're looking at it. But if you look at the league table, we've always been sort of close for them all season, but they're 2 points off us. They've won 7, drew 8, lost 7 on 29. We've won 8, drew 7, lost 7. So 2 points above them. But like you said, they're such a chaos club. They did have Dean Holden. Obviously, the previous game, we beat them 2-1 in August. I think it was our 3rd game of the season. And it was completely... If you look at the team, I think it was a 4-4-2 back then. Harvey Vale's first game, he come off the bench. We just signed him as well. Then he was in the squad. And you had Marquis and Collins up front, Thomas on the right, Sinclair on the left. I think it was Evans and Grant Ward in the middle. Then you had Kramer, Taylor, Lewis Gordon left back, Luca Hall right back, and Cox in goal. Yeah, what's been your thoughts on Charlton? And obviously with the new manager, they had a period in the first few games where they were doing well, but I seen a few videos yesterday, and with Charlton fans at Orient, obviously their last game they lost on Boxing Day. Yeah, what do you make of Charlton?
It's unfortunate, really, because we've both been to Charlton. It's a hell of a football club. It's a massive football club for this division, but it's a circus. The place is an absolute circus. I mean, there's always an undercurrent of bad news with Charlton. They're never settled in anything. There's always a soap opera surrounding them. They've had Jackson, Garner, Holden, Pierce, and now Appleton. I mean, they go through managers for fun. There's no sustainability. They can't get anything settled. Players in and out the door constantly. I didn't think Appleton was a bad appointment, to be honest. I don't mind Michael Appleton.
Yeah, I thought it was a good appointment for them.
He always goes into chaos clubs anyway.
Yeah.
And he's
used to that.
He starts to get a little bit of a tune out of him. He does all right, to be honest. So I didn't mind the appointment. It all depends what you're working for, though, doesn't it? But if you look at Charlton as a football club and a squad of players, and I know they were under Holden when we saw them, and the last minute winner, etc.
Yeah,
I look at that Charlton squad. And I just think, other than May and Dobson, and I think Dobson gets in any squad in this league. I think he's that good.
He's a quality player.
I just think he gets in any squad in this league. Other than them two, they're your 8, 9 out of 10s every week. Other than that, you've got a load of players which are good on their day. And if they're not good on their day, they'll fold. And you'll get what you've got recently out of Charlton, which is defeats and basically a month worth of draws. Because they just can't be held together, because you can't rely on them. I mean, you go through Blackett Taylor, good on his day. Carnu, good on his day. Leeburn, good on his day. The Campbells, Chem and Tyrese, good on their day. But you can't hang your hat on them every week and go, they're going to put in a shift for me. They're going to put in a performance. They're definitely going to get us assists. They're definitely going to create chances. It's like I said, it's only May and Dobson that you can say they are their standouts and they will perform for you every week. I mean, even I remember even down to the goalkeeper, there was concerns over, Isted or Maynard Brewer, who can't run a football club like that, not knowing who's going to play, why they should play, the politics behind it. Raksaki's gone back. He was a standout for them last season. They've lost him. Chuck Sanike's a hell of a centre forward, but never fit.
Yeah.
They're just a maybe team. You know what I mean? They're just full of players that are good on their day. But if you're good on your day, that means you're consistently awful. So, they're going to come nowhere, Charlton, due to the fact that club from top to bottom is chaos.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you look at it, it's pretty much sums up both of us to this season. There, if you look at points, results, even the stuff that's been going on and off the pitch, even with us, with new owners, the chaos with Barton, how long it took to get a manager, etc. The new stand. It's almost similar in a way, and you look at the results as well. We've gone over sort of results, but like you said, they've been at a lot of draws. Obviously, they did beat Cheltenham. Alfie May scoring 2 against his old club. Drew with Cambridge. They were 2-0 up, by the way, and I think they can bottle a 2-0 lead in the last 5 or 10 minutes for Cambridge to get a draw. They drew 1-0 with Barnsley, drew 1-0 with Burton, and then lost to Orient, and yeah, like you said, there was a, and you look at their squad, they have got, Dobson, like you said, he's a quality player. He was their main sort of player to watch out for, along with Alfie May. We know, chatting through John Palmer, the Cheltenham journalist that come on, that we were very, very close to signing Alfie May in the summer, but because of he wanted to go, obviously Charlton are a bigger stature, but they were closer to home as well. He decided to go there. Obviously, he's been on fire. Alfie May, I think he's got, a crazy amount of goals in the last sort of couple of seasons. He's their sort of main standout. But we also know that they play in a 4-3-3. They've got Hector, very experienced centre-back, with Lloyd Jones. They're playing a midfield three of Chem Campbell, Scott Fraser and George Dobson. Then a front three of Idris Kanu, the right winger who scored the goal at their place. Left wing of Blackett Taylor. There's been a lot of interest from Championship clubs and Derby as well of Blackett Taylor. He's had a very good season. But, we know Alfie May is the sort of standout player. He scored against us last season. But hopefully, fingers crossed, we can keep the record, because we done the double over him last season, didn't we, Charlton, for not beating him in, 60 years or something crazy? I think we've won the last 3 games against them. So hopefully we can keep that run up. If we want to keep pushing on and trying to break into the playoffs, we need to be consistent. And this is one of the games where we hopefully can make it, back-to-back wins for the first time in quite a while. I think since we beat Shrewsbury 2-0 and Wigan 4-1, I think that was the only time we've won back-to-back league wins this season, if I'm not wrong. So, yeah, going into it, what's your thoughts of them coming? Because they've got a poor away record as well. I think they've won 1 away game this season out of 10. I think they've drew 4, lost 5. What do you make of them coming to the Mem? And yeah, how confident are you? Us getting the win.
I fully expect us to go and get 3 points on Friday. To be honest, I just think that is a game that you earmark. Like I said, there's no game where we play anyone at the Mem, and I think you should be looking at that thinking, we'll do well to get a point or whatever. You should go and set your stall out, and especially what we've done over the last few weeks. I don't think Charlton will be going, cool, thank Christ we've got Rovers over the back, considering the results we've got recently. We could do with playing Rovers away. They're definitely not thinking that. They've probably got their head in their hands thinking, Christ, that's the last place we want to go and play football, because the fans are a frustrated bunch, rightly so. They're not far away from, at the end of their tether with Appleton now. They've been stuck in this league forever.
As well. He hadn't even been there that long, really.
But that's Charlton all over, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's Charlton all over. But they've been stuck in this league far too long, through they are. They'll bring a drum, which would be lovely. They'll do their best to create a bit of noise. But I just think the way that we're set up and how we're looking and how sort of together and our understanding of what we've got to do. We've got players now that you can hang your hat on and say, you'll get a performance out of him. You'll get a performance out of him. You'll get a performance out of him. Charlton ain't got that. They're hoping. They're hoping players turn up on their day. And the Mem is very rare that someone comes and does that at our place. It's not a nice place to come and play your football. It ain't a nice glossy place to someone's going to roll their sleeves and go, I'm going to go right at it today. They normally shirk away from it. If Dobson's got to play well and May's got to play well for the rest of them to have a sniff of showing up. And I just think that we look too well put together to not get a result against Charlton. But we could end up another banana skin where we've not backed anything up this season really, and we could put on all that good hard work. We can talk about the Bolton win. We can talk about the win on Boxing Day. And then go in full flat on our ass with poor performance, individual mistakes, and having a bit of a nightmare, and then dropping points against Charlton. That's what could happen. But as far as what I fully expect, is for us to go and get 3 points against this Charlton side.
Yeah, I completely agree. I completely agree as well. Huge game to set up. Yeah, it could be. If we. Yeah, Yusuf saying a huge game if we could set up a gap. If we win, it would be a 5-point gap on us and Charlton. So yeah, it would be, yeah, it is massive. Like Neil said, I think that's the most important thing. If we can, bring the confidence in from, the last few games. Obviously, yeah, Blackpool we lost, but the Bolton win, yeah, and that's all. That's what it's about now. If we want to, obviously, I said 6th at the start of the season. People may have said the same. People may have been what Neil said, but I, for me personally, I don't know if anyone's changed their mind from what they said earlier on in the season. But for me, it's all about consistency now. And Neil said the most valuable thing, and I think we've said it a lot this season. Winning back-to-back games. If we can win back-to-back, go to Wickham. We know Wickham's going to be tough, but hopefully, yeah, Charlton we can do it. But yeah, I mean, we're going to get on to one more question as well. Chris saying, do you think we'll match on? Well, Charlton play a 4 at the back. Charlton play 4-3-3. Whether I think Rovers will stick to the principles under Taylor. Since playing the 3 at the back against Crewe, winning 3 games with that and going close against Blackpool, I think we'll stick to that. Whether Charlton will change anything, I did watch his interview after they lost to Leyton Orient, and he was saying they could change formation, but I think we do what we do. You can't, any team in this league, whether it's Derby, Pompey, whoever, we got to do what we do, what we're comfortable, what we've seen over the last sort of few games and few weeks since Taylor's come into the role. And yeah, go and put our stamp on the game and hopefully get another win and make it 9 games unbeaten. If we can get 9 points out of Charlton, Blackpool, Pompey and Bolton, that'd be class. And hopefully it's continue, our form and how good we've looked under Taylor. So we're going to get on to lineup predictions now. Get your starting 11s. Would you make any changes? Obviously, when we done our starting 11s, we both thought, for Pompey, there was going to be a few more changes. Whether it happens this game, I don't know, because it's only 3 days later, then we've got another 3-day gap to the next game. So get your lineup predictions and get your score predictions in as well. We're going to be going over score predictions in a minute as well, and leave your goal scores like we always do. And obviously, if you're watching back on the replay, then do leave your score predictions and lineups in the comments as well. But yeah, Neil, what's your starting 11 to face Charlton? Did you make any changes, or what would you do?
I mean, I'm more than happy for him to put out, the side that he thinks is his best 11 to go and put out there. But as far as what I can see, there's got to be changes. I can't envision there not being. It's too quick a turnaround. There's so much work that's gone into these lads, plenty of travel. I think like I said, even before the Boxing Day game, that some of these lads' legs will be hanging off soon. You know what I mean? They've got through so much work. I think the goalkeeper and the back 3 stays the same for me. If you can try and get them out and get some continuity, and they're happy together and they're doing the right things, you don't change that unless you have to be honest. How many bookings is Finley on? Because he can't be a million miles away now from suspension, can he? He can't be a million miles away.
I think he's already he's on his.
He served it, is he?
I think he's already had it. He surely, 22 games in, he must have had over.
Yeah, but he must be. I'm pretty sure if you're looking at getting booked pretty much every game, you can't be far off another one.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he served. I'm pretty sure because Evans served it against Reading, but Finley he must have had 5 yellows already. I don't know without looking.
Again, he can't be. If you was a betting man, you'd put a booking on Finley every single game, wouldn't you? It just seems like par for the course. Yeah. But if he's available, I'll play him. I'll put him in there, but I wouldn't have an issue with playing Woods in there with him on Friday. Grant Ward, I think he's he's found another element to his game, and under Taylor, he's got him to be more workmanlike in that middle and off the ball. Where that was my concern with him under Barham. He didn't look like he had that to his game. He looked very sort of passive when we didn't have the ball, but now he's really combative. He can get about the pitch and put his foot in. But again, he's another one who's not long off of an injury. He's got through a load of work, and I wouldn't have an issue with Woods going in there with Finley on Friday. I played Jack Hunt purely for the fact that he's come on, so he is fit, and Blackett Taylor will be a threat for them. And Luke Thomas has got through loads of work. He's done great, Luke Thomas, but again, he's another one who's got through so much work, and he probably just needs to be looked after a little bit. Vale on the other side for me again, and then if you can keep that, two in the pocket of Evans and Collins if they're fit to cause a threat behind John Marquis, I'll go with that again. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like you said, it's I think I'd probably agree with you. Blackett Taylor is a quality player and full of pace, and we know Thomas has been over the last 3 games has probably been one of our best players, but there becomes a time where you got to play a naturally more defensive minded player in on that side, and we know Hunt's class as well. He's been quality for us at wing back, but like you said, Thomas off the bench ain't bad either, is it? For the last 20 minutes, and then he can start him against Wickham. Yes, it's interesting because we both said I think we both said at least 2 or 3 against Pompey on our last episode, but it's hard again, isn't it, with the 3-day break? There weren't many changes against Pompey. How are they going to be feeling? It's tough. I agree with you. I wouldn't Cox in goal again. Back 3 will be the same. Taylor, Cram, Wilson. Hunt on the right. Harvey Vale on the left. Midfield. I probably would. I'd probably rest Ward and bring in Woods to play with Finley, and then I would go probably Collins with Evans again, and then start Marquis, because Marquis has obviously come off about 20 minutes to go again. So but I wouldn't if someone like Giovanni come in for Evans, I wouldn't be against it, just because Evans is another one where he gets through so much work, and like you said, with the quick few days between games, and then Wickham's going to be an absolute how it is. They really haven't changed that much in the style of challenges flying in and what they do. So I'd probably do that. Evans, Collins, and Marquis. But get on to score predictions. Let us know your score predictions in the comments if you're watching right now. Keep hitting the like button as well. If we get close to 50 likes again, that'd be class. Keep subscribing if you haven't already. Turn on notifications, and leave your predictions now or after as well if you're watching later on or tomorrow. So Neil, what's your score prediction? Obviously, I got my prediction right against Pompey. What's your score prediction for Charlton?
Like I said, I expect us to go and win this game off the back of what we've seen recently and how Charlton are at the moment. But backing up wins is not our strong point. So there's always that element of concern. But I'd say 2-0. I think we should win this. We should go and win this game. And if we apply ourselves to doing the things and the processes that have been put in place recently, I don't think Charlton should cause us a great deal of problem, to be honest, if we play to our peak. If you're looking at Bolton as being the standard, I don't think Charlton will live with us if we can put that sort of performance in. So 2-0.
And goal scorers?
You'd go with Evans at the minute because he's red hot, and maybe Martin late.
Martin late on, that's fair enough. Let's get a few predictions already. People have put them in. Like I said, keep getting your predictions in if you haven't already. Chris Collier has gone 2-1. Evans is close on yellow cards as well. I'm going 2-1 Rovers. Yusuf has gone 3-1 Rovers. Even into Ed Gilson as well. I'm going 3-0 Gas. Neil's gone 2-0. I'm actually going to say the same. I was going to say 2-0 anyway. 2-0 anyway. It'd be a nice to get a comfortable win and a clean sheet. Because, like I said, I think we've only kept 3 clean sheets in the league all season, in 22 games. So it'd be nice to get. I know they've got some good players that can, find the net. Alfie May being one of them, Blackett Taylor. Scott Fraser's a good midfielder. But I'm going to go 2-0 as well. I'm going to go Collins and Marquis. Collins and Marquis, 2-0 as well. So, Yeah, that's pretty much it. We're gonna end it now. That's our score predictions. We'll post obviously on Friday morning. I'll post on socials, our score predictions again. So if anyone can't remember, we'll do that like we always do now. We're trying to be more post more things on social. So get following if you haven't already. They're in the going down the bottom of the screen. You'll see them now. So do follow us on Insta, Talking Gas Podcast, and Twitter, Talking Gas Pod. Like I said as well, if you haven't joined FanHub, join the code. The code is going along there, ONE/R7N. And like I said, you can get free pints, free merch, free booze. Plenty of stuff to get. And obviously you get to check in at groundskeeper to check your mileage, etc. So it is really good. But yeah, thanks for watching. If you're watching on the replay, do leave a like and subscribe as well. Hit the like and subscribe if you haven't already. Keep up the quality support. I'll be back on Friday with a match reaction after the game, and we should be going live on Saturday as well as we preview Wickham and go over the Charlton game. So hopefully we can get 3 points. But yeah, thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of your evening and few days up to the game, and we'll see you in the next one. Up the gas.